Hi theory students. Today's topic is other expansions of the tonic area, and there are four that we'll be discussing today. Using the subdominant to expand the tonic area, using the dominant or dominant seventh, and we've discussed that a lot already, using the submediant, a sixth chord, and finally, embedding a tonic, predominant, dominant, and tonic progression within a tonic area. When we're using the subdominant, that's a good time to harmonize neighbors like scale degree 3 to 4 to 3 or 5 to 6 to 5. The bass may stay on 1 with a pedal 6-4, or it may go to 4 for a root position 4. For example, in this progression, we see a pedal 6-4. We could just as easily have gone to 4 in the bass in the middle chord to make a root position 4. Or sometimes instead of a neighbor, we can harmonize a melody like that this way. Notice that we're going to a 1-6 in the bass on this occasion. In both of these, it's tonic, expanded all the way there. Tonic, expanded all the way through there. We've studied a lot about the use of the 5 or 5-7, but just to remind you about what we've done, it may involve any inversion of the 5 or 5-7 if it makes for a good bass and it's used properly. We can harmonize passing tones between the notes of the tonic chord, so the melody can go 1, 2, 3 scale degrees, 3, 4, 5, or the opposite directions as well. Or we can harmonize neighbor tones of the tonic triad like 1, 7, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, etc. For example, in this case in C minor, if we imagine a melody that goes scale degree 3, scale degree 4, scale degree 5, and a bass that goes with it, we've learned that we can have a 1, a 5-4-3, a second inversion 5-7, and a 1-6. So the outer voices which we fill in this way. Okay, notice that the 7th of the 5-7 is going up for a change. That's our exception. And we allow that over here because of the melodic pattern that we want to support. So the whole progression sounds like this. We could also do something. For instance, if we wanted to support something like that kind of melody. And this is just a very simple 1-5-1. We've seen things like this before. So over here, we're just using this neighbor to expand the tonic area as well. There are many other ways that the dominant can expand the tonic area, and if you look back in our notes from the previous chapters, we've seen a lot of those already. Okay, now for something new. We could also use the submediant, or a 6 chord. For the 6 chord, it shares 2 notes with the tonic chord, in particular scale degrees 1 and 3. And therefore the 6 chord can sometimes be heard as a tonic substitute. A few ways that we can do this. We can have a melodic motion of scale degree 5 to scale degree 6 above a tonic chord, and then when the 6 comes in, the resulting chord will be a 6-6. Or sometimes the 6 chord can connect the tonic and predominant areas, either as a 1, 6, 4, or a 1, 6, 2, 6. Let's look at some examples. Here in D major, notice here the A is a 5th above D, and now the B is a 6th above D, 5 to 6, and that creates momentarily a 6-6 chord. We go to 2-6, that's the predominant area, 5-7, the dominant, and then 1, the tonic. Let's look at another instance of using the submediant chord. This famous example, which is found in your book, My Country 'Tis of Thee, shows a couple of different techniques at work here. Here are a few things to note. Here's the 6 chord, and the 6 chord expands the tonic before we go to the predominant, 2-6, onto the dominant to make a half cadence. When we go back and do this again, 1 chord, 6 chord, that expands the tonic, predominant, cadential 6-4, and now not 1 here but 6. They write it as TS, or tonic substitute, and that is a bigger expansion of the tonic, predominant, cadential 6/4 to make the dominant, and the tonic. So in other words, two phrases, one that goes tonic, predominant, dominant for a half cadence, where 6 is used to expand the tonic, tonic, predominant, dominant, tonic substitute to expand the tonic area, and 6 is used both here and there, and then predominant, cadential 6/4 for the dominant, and tonic. So there the 6 is used both as a bridge between 1 and 2/6, and it's also used as a tonic substitute here at the end of that expansion. That second phrase shows the last concept that we'll be talking about today, embedding a tonic predominant dominant tonic progression inside of a tonic expansion in a phrase. Think of this as a box within the bigger box, the phrase. It differs from a complete phrase because it lacks a cadence. So if we go back to this example, over here, we'll note that we don't have a cadence yet. Because we're going on to make our cadence there. So over here, that's our expansion of the tonic, and it's all part of the bigger phrase structure. That's our theory lesson for today.